Well, where it at?
How do you pronounce
There we go.
sixes? How do you?
Well, take two and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, race fans of the internet, to the last great Coliseum here, the Bristol Motor Speedway for the championship round number 12 of the second season of the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association. Welcome in. Welcome to TDTV tonight. I'll be your host, Mr. Ryan Williams. Joining me once again for the final time this season for SOAR will be Marion, South Carolina's own Matt Pridgeon once again. Matt, final week here for the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association. They look like they have a pretty good showing here with 18 cars signed in here at the Bristol Motor Speedway for their longest race of the year, 100 laps to crown a champion.
Yeah, and we see a couple more people join. As you were saying, that got the 86 of Tyler Jalbert and the 01 of Trace Capers joining in a little bit late, but should be in for qualifying.
Oh, absolutely! It should
we
make for a
also
really good show here tonight.
we also see joining us for the first time, Mr. Thomas Engel.
Yeah, Thomas trying to make him feel it here tonight. Of course, Thomas Engel, otherwise known as the Tingle, actually did some real life racing just a couple of days ago over at the Sumter Speedway, and he is in the house here tonight with us at the last great Coliseum here in Bristol, Tennessee, for this season finale for the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association. As there you see on your screen right now, Brian Hacker cutting a couple of hot laps with just about 30 seconds left to go here in qualifying. And Matt, before we really get going here, we might as well go ahead and talk to him about the guy who already has this one wrapped up this season. The points championship has been settled already, and your season 2 points champion for the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association will be Thomas Fresh out of Beloit, Wisconsin. Thomas, I believe here, I'm going to pull up the exact numbers. Thomas, 62, 63 points to the good over Jeff Clifton, who is not in the house here tonight with us. So Thomas Frisch will secure his season 2 points championship for the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association, and we'll have a word with your 2022 season 2 season 2 champion a little bit later on in the evening. Excuse us as we try to get into this one here, as this event just now kicking off with some qualifying here. A bunch of cars on the speedway. It is a beautiful evening, and transitioning in tonight here at the Bristol Motor Speedway here in beautiful Bristol, Tennessee. And man, we got a couple of people that are kind of bugging out here as far as their internet goes, and I may be one of them, honestly.
They're acting a little crazy on my screen too, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on. But so far, Thomas Frisch with his first laps, setting quick time so far. Coming out of turn 4 to complete his second and final lap of qualifying. Is slightly slower than his first lap, but still that first lap stands as quick time so far. Chad Pilot not too far off with a 16.297.
You're exactly right about that one. As we look to bring back up the ticker here, I believe Pilot second quick to Frisch, who's your quickest car right now. A bunch more guys on the speedway as we sit. You see Michael Hall there in the number 5. He is done with his laps here. Mark Fuqua there in the number 6 machine, way up against the wall as he tries to cut in his first of 2 laps. They're in the number 6 machine. And he comes to a rest after cutting a 10th fast lap time there. Chris Stump here in the number 98 out of Compton, Georgia. Goes quick time, Matt Peridgen. Lightning quick there from Chris Stump in the number 98. I believe a 16.23 second lap time. So bad fast out of that young man out of Georgia in the number 98.
Now I see Reed Christensen's finally taking his qualifying laps. He's currently on his first lap coming out of turn 4. See what kind of time he gets. 16.71. Not quite good enough, but let's see if he can pick it up on a second lap.
Reed trying here. He's 17th quick after lap number 1. Calls himself the Outlaw. I call him the Amish man. That beautiful beard that Reed has cooking. 8th quick there for Reed Christensen. Gonna clock it in at a 16.35 second lap time. So a good lap number 2 for Christensen puts him in the top 10. A couple of interesting things here, Matt, as we roll closer and closer to tonight's start of this 100 lap event. There will actually probably be at least 1 or 2 pit stops during this race. Again, 100 laps here at Bristol will make for an interesting night. As we'll pull up right here your times so far. We'll go ahead and move this over here so you see all of the times that have come in for this Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association here in qualifying. 19 cars taking times so far. Put up their best time so you can see exactly how fast they are. So, Matt, a couple of interesting things here. Of course, we are at the beautiful Bristol Motor Speedway here under nighttime conditions. Track going to be a lot racier than we've seen in the past. There's, I believe, one guy on track now. If we can find him, he's back off of the speedway. These guys just giving me stuff to look at left and right here. But, like I was saying, nighttime race at Bristol here, 100 laps, so they will have 1 set of tires to change to at any point during this race. So this is going to be a lot longer of a race than you guys are used to seeing here on TDTV, but it will be well worth it, I can assure you, as we are about to set way on 100 laps tonight, Matt. And of course, your points championship has already been won. Points championship is already won. Let's take a rundown through your top 10 right now. Jeff Clifton currently is 2nd in points, but he's not with us here tonight, so good chance for Zach Coyer or Joshua Dube to go up there and take it. Dube's actually tied with Reed Christensen right now for the 4th spot in points. Matt Seisler should take over the 6th spot, as again, I don't see Wesley Hogue, who has been absent since his incident back at Dover quite a few weeks ago now. The rest of the top 10 will be Dylan Sale, Alan Carter, and Elliott Vining coming into this race as we go ahead and grid up here for your main event tonight. They're going to hit it down on the... They're going to hit the grid button down on the... Man, I can't even think of my words right now. As I believe Thomas Ingle what in the heck? What's going on right now, Matt? What is Thomas doing? Is there a 1-car B main?
I am not sure what's going on. I think if it is just a 1-car B main, what they're gonna do is just let the Thomas won't grid up, and they'll let the pace car go. And then once the pace car gets off the track, I think the race will be over, and then we can just skip ahead to the feature, since if it's just a 1-car consolation race and it's taking the top 5. So I'm not too sure. That could be what's going on.
Well, that's kind of what it looks like here. Now, Reed just sent me over a text message that makes this one a little bit more interesting. So, for this feature event, they're doing a front road to back road challenge. Chris Stump and Thomas Ingle, or Thomas Frisch, excuse me, are going to fall to the tail of this one. So, While all this right here is going on, I'm gonna pull up your qualifying results here. So as you see there, Chris Stump and Thomas Frazier, fastest qualifiers. They're gonna drop to the tail of this field here and try to come from the back to the front in this 100 lap feature. An extra $20 will be on the line for them. And then at the end of this race, read you a random number during the driver's meeting. The finishing position, number 11, will receive an extra $10 at the conclusion of this race. Waiting on word from race control. What exactly is going on here? As I don't see our... all I see here is one car able to grid up. And of course that is Thomas Ingle.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Is they're letting a pace car take off, and then they can advance it. Advance the session that way. So that way, we're not wasting time with one car riding around for 10 laps. Also, another interesting point as well is that means the entire top 3 is going to the back, because Brian Hacker, with his win last week, means he starts in the rear tonight.
Right, and the issue with Ingle, I'm seeing, remember, he didn't take a time in qualifying, probably going to start from the back, so that's why it looks like he's supposed to be in a B main all by himself here. But let's pull this down and show you guys a little bit of what this Bristol Motor Speedway looks like here tonight. 82 degrees. Actually, that's an 87 degrees outside here in Bristol, Tennessee. Hardly can see it as it just about blended in with the speedway there. But a half a mile track here, track temperature at 88 degrees as we sit. So a good looking racing surface here tonight for the season finale of the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association from the beautiful Bristol Motor Speedway. As it looks like Reed's going to let the pace car go ahead and dip back down pit road. And we'll see what happens from here. But hey, man, this is a great opportunity to talk a little about some of the sponsors that help make this series a thing. As you see moving around there in the bottom right-hand corner, of course, you see Sumter Speedway, which is a presenting sponsor of TDTV, no matter what we are broadcasting. And it'll flip over here. You see Wicked Fabrication, youtube.com/Wicked Fabrication. Hopefully going to get that one back up and running very, very soon. Keep up with driver Banjo Duke and company. Of course, TDTV is brought to you by the Talking Dirt Podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcast, every Thursday with myself and Matt. And then you see Outlaw Racing Performance, a great presenting sponsor for this Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association here. A great organization, as they have been helping Reed and them run the series for quite a while. They build Outlaw Racing Performance builds custom circle track race cars. They build side-by-sides and much more. They have customers all over the southeast region, and they can assist you with whatever your next process may be if you give them a call at 386-290-5694 to get your custom project started today. And also, you see up in the top right-hand corner of your screen, Southeastern Performance, another great sponsor for the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association. They specialize in custom motorsports wiring harnesses, based out of Savannah, Georgia, and they offer a variety of necessities for Honda, Chevrolet, and many more race car manufacturers. You can check them out on Facebook for all your wiring needs at Southeast Performance. And as we say that, Matt, I believe the grid getting set here, and we are about ready to introduce you guys to your starting lineup for tonight's 100-lap A-main event. And as I stated earlier, Matt, going to the back row will be Chris Stump and Thomas Frisch. So your new pole man. He's won now twice since we've seen him enter the series here. To be Brian Hacker in the number 11, representing the Empire Racing Team. Outside of him
last week.
Yes, Matt. He's won twice since we've.
He's got to go to the back. He starts in the rear.
Oh, okay. So,
Chad Pallett's going to be the person leading us off to the green flag.
Okay, you might be right there, but Reed only told me about the two up front. But of course, we're gonna have Stump and Frisch to the back. I believe Hacker to the back as well. So Pilot's gonna be your pole man, finding outside of him. So our lineup that you're seeing right here is going to be pretty much flip flopped as the field takes to the speedway. Of course, Elliott Vining going to be outside of row one. I believe Michael Hall, Daniel Brown going to be on row number two. Brian Tollery, Christensen on row three. Zach Coyer, William Kruska, row number four. Mark Fuqua alongside, let's see here. Fuqua is going to be alongside Josh Stube. Then it'll be Alan Carter and Trace Capers. William Banter alongside Dylan Sale. Kevin Grubbs alongside Tyler Jalbert and Kenny Tripp alongside Thomas Engel to round out the 21 car field here tonight at the last great Coliseum, the Bristol Motor Speedway. Man, it's been an exciting season since we've taken over. You're already 4 races in with the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association, and this has all the potential in the world to be even better than any of the ones we've seen before.
Yeah, we saw a somewhat of a caution field race last week, but still, the green flag laps we had were some of the best racing I've seen with the series so far, and that was at Rockingham. So I mean, Bristol tonight, it should put out some better racing. Hopefully, maybe a little less cautions. You know, more side by side racing, 3 wide maybe. You might have to see a lot of 3 wide, but these guys are a good group of guys. I feel like they might have a chance to go all 100.
I'm not gonna say that just yet, but they certainly have all the tools in the warehouse to do the dang thing. I will say for sure. As looks like lights out here on the pace car, as we take a closer look down at the GM Goodwrench performance number 3 of Chad Pilot, the 49 Nelson Energy Drink special of Elliott Vining. Those two jockeying back and forth on the front row here. Pilot having a couple of difficulties with his internet. It looks row 2 is Daniel Brown and Michael Hall in the number 5 car. Reed Christensen alongside the 2 of Brian Toller for row number 3. As we head down the front straightaway here. Lights not out just yet. Actually, that'll be the back stretch here. They got that'll be the back straightaway here. Remember, they got flag towers on both straightaways here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. As Matt, I believe we're about to go green flag racing for the final time here tonight with the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association as the pace car dips off of turn number 4. And Chad Pilot, Reed Christensen lagged off the 33, and what a jump here, Matt, for Elliott Vining. He's straight to the lead in the number 49 cars. We race down the back straightaway for the first of 100 laps.
Chad Pilot gonna take the inside here and get back slightly around him. I think Elliott scored the leader here. Yes, he was scored the leader this previous lap. Chad Pilot's still having a little bit of internet issues. Hopefully it'll work itself out, but you never like to see a blinking car on the racetrack. Things can get a little bit sketchy when that happens.
You absolutely do not like to see that as Pilot continuing to have some problems, but scored as the leader once again. And there he goes, and now he's back in front of Elliott. So Chad Pilot needs to figure out exactly what he's got going on here as he currently leads us from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Sorry, this broadcast has gotten off to a bit of a rocky start as I'm trying to get in the swing of it here. As right now you're looking at a battle for the 4th spot. William Kruska, Mark Fuqua, Michael Hall, Reed Christensen all under a blanket here as the 5 car just about gets up into the wall there. That's that Kyle Larson paint scheme, the Valvoline number 5 machine as Christensen goes up underneath him here. They battle for a spot down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4 here at Bristol. And Matt, it's pretty good so far. Smooth sailing ahead as Chad Pilot continues to lead here. Internet troubles or not, that Goodwrench number 3 is on a rail. Oh, caution.
Yeah, the 5 car and the one of Alan Carter got together a little bit. could, from the angle I was looking at, couldn't quite tell what exactly happened.
Well, Matt, let's tell what exactly happened here as we watch the battle between the 5 and the 1. And Allen looks like he just comes up just a little bit as the 5 was trying to get down. I'm going to call that one a racing deal, but of course I'm not paid to be a race director for this series, so we'll see what they end up doing with the call here. But tough luck there on lap number 7 for Alan Carter, driver of the Baja Blast number 1, as he was battling with the 5 machine, who currently, I believe, Michael in pit road. He will get some damage repair on the 5 and pull it back out onto the speedway. So tough break for both drivers involved. They'll both go to the rear of the field. But so far, Matt, everybody trailing the GM Goodrich number 3 here at Bristol, and it looks a lot like 25, 30 years ago did.
Yeah, it sure does. Just missing the Terry Labonte, but no.
Well, that's what we got. The number 5. He's just not quite Terry Labonte.
Right. But Chad Pilot looking strong those first 7 or so laps. He showing that bottom line's definitely exactly where you want to be.
It absolutely is. Now the only thing for Pilot right now needs to get his internet situation taken care of here. Hopefully nothing happens with that later on in the race. A rundown real quick of your top 5. Of course, Chad Pilot, your leader. Elliott Vining, 2nd. Daniel Brown back in 3rd. William Kruska in the 8 car in 4th. Top 5 rounding out right now is the 6 of Mark Fuqua, who had just gotten around Reed Christensen there, who is running in the 6th spot as we sit. And remember, Matt, caution laps count, so we'll restart here on about lap number 11 or 12, I believe lights are going to go out this time by, as you see that high yellow flag. And let's see if the lights go on the pace car. Nope, not quite yet. So we're going to stay green here another lap or two. As Alan Carter caught back up to the field. So is the 5 of Michael Hall. And you know who didn't take the green flag? Who seems to have pansied out of racing tonight, Matt?
Would it be the 74 of Thomas Engel?
It would, and I'm going to call him when we're done here and yell at him.
Don't give him too hard of a time.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on here with your leader, Chad Pilot. The camera is supposed to be on him. There he goes. He's back. Chad Pilot still having some issues here. Kenny Tripp had an issue not too long ago either, running the same paint scheme that we saw on a number 11 car last week, now on a number 15. He currently rides around in the 18th spot. But Elliott Vining riding in the 2nd spot. He'll be a shoe-in for this restart. As Matt, are the lights out just yet on the pace car?
Yeah, it looks like it. They are doubling up. Well, they are doubled up. Looking like they are ready to go. I don't see any lights. I think we're going green. Going off of 4.
So finally doubled up here is your leader, Chad Pilot, blinking in and out. Has currently led all 11 laps here at the Last Great Coliseum. Is off of turn number 4. Pace car dips in. Pilot on the loud pedal, and here we go once again. We resume racing action into turns 1 and 2 here at Bristol, and finding a good restart on the top, hanging with Pilot. Now down the backstretch, probably going to go back single file for the top 3, but challenging on the bottom right now, Daniel Brown with a good little run in 33.
Yeah, I don't know if it did it on your screen, but on my screen he was blinking a little bit. Not sure what's going on with so many internet issues tonight, but hopefully it all works out. We haven't seen any internet issues play effect yet, and I guess we're going to caution.
Yeah, we're going caution again. That was Kevin Groobs, driver of the number 69, as we'll take it once again to the TDTV replay. And Groobs having some trouble there in his number 69. Let's see if we can find out exactly what happened. I believe we're going to stop it here and play it forward. Incident with him in the 15 of Kenny Tripp. His Tripp just a little bit high going into the corner. And Grubbs, luckily enough, no contact with the number 5 machine of Michael Hall. But, of course, Matt, that will bring out another caution here. Working lap number 14, make it 15, as laps do count here under caution with the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association. brought to you by the Talking Dirt Podcast, where we find your favorite podcasts, new episodes every Thursday, starring myself and Matt Pridgeon. Now, Matt, of course, we talked about a little earlier, wrapping up the points coming into tonight was this man right here in the number 54, Thomas Frisch, as Thomas has had a tremendous season so far. I believe picking up 3 wins so far on the season, looking to make it an even 4, but has locked up the points championship with the departure of Jeff Clifton, and currently, I guess, on his victory 100 laps, if you would say so. So we're gonna have a word with Thomas and the entire top 3, or possibly Thomas and the other top 2, if he's able to make it all the way from the back of the pack to the very front by the end of this 100 laps, and already looking pretty good. He's up from 20th to 16th here in just a handful of green flag racing laps. Right there in front of him is the 01 of Trace Capers. Of course, Trace having a couple of internet issues now that I try to click on him. Another new name that we haven't seen so far. We're just going to keep clicking through these guys and riding along with them for a brief second. This is William Banta out of Scottsburg, Indiana, here in the number 21. There's Chris Stump, another guy who took an EOL penalty. Chris already up to the 13th spot, and now we'll kick it back up front. There's your current leader. Actually, Matt, very, very close. This is a home track race for Mr. Chad Pilot. Of course, Chad has relatives that race at Sumter Speedway, and he came down for our Seha race earlier this year, so I've actually called one of this guy's races in person, so pretty cool to also see him racing on the sim, especially here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And then right outside of him, you see Elliott Vining out of Sumter, South Carolina in the number 49. Elliott has had a pretty good season inside the top 10 in points, looking to improve even more as we round out the season. As now we jump back to ride with Daniel Brown here in the number 33 car. Daniel has had a very good end to the season, and he's looking to take it one step further and claim a victory before the season is over. But here's the number 8 car of William Kruska, and for this restart, Matt, I'm going to let the folks at home ride along with the number 8 as we see the takeoff from that 3 of Chad Pilot. So this one going to get very, very interesting. And here you guys see, if you're watching at home, here you see how difficult it can be to ride behind somebody that is having latency issues, because Kruska could easily have a great restart here, and as soon as it happens, that 3 car could disappear and he runs right through it. But here's the green flag, and there goes Kruska right in behind that number 3, and we are back to green flag racing here at Bristol, Matt.
Yeah, William Kruska up from the starting position 10th, challenging the 49 of Elliott Vining for second place. Old contact between the 86 of Tyler Jalbert and the 2 of Brian Toller. Very unfortunate.
And unfortunately, looks like 86 of Jalbert upside down, having to tow in there on the Thomas the Engine, number 86. So we're going to hit that rewind button here once again with TDTV and see exactly what happens here. As you kind of saw it there, but we're going to go all the way back to the start as he gets in behind the 2 of Toller, and all heck breaks loose behind him. Multiple cars involved in this one as well. So that will trigger a caution for what now, Matt? The 3rd time this evening here at Bristol. It got to make you wonder, you think this latency issue is playing an effect here?
Yeah, because usually in iRacing, if there's a good bit of people having latency problems, it causes a lot of what we call netcode to happen, to where necessarily you might not have hit somebody, but whatever netcode is, I guess the what you call, I guess, a hitbox, hit the other car's hitbox, even though your car wasn't there. I mean, that's the best way I can explain it, honestly, but I do think it's affecting. And not only does it affect the, that, but like you said, on the restarts, you can't tell when the leader decides to take his jump. And by the time he's off the screen and then comes back on, he could be half a straightaway ahead of the field.
Yeah, he absolutely could, Matt. You're 100% right. I believe the light's already out here on the iRacing pace car, and we're gonna see where Chad Pilot decides to fire. As we're gonna take a good close-up look at these guys across the start-finish line. Green flag back in the air once again as they race here into turns 1 and 2. Working lap number 23 down the front straightaway once again. Chad Pilot, good little lead here, Matt, as Kruska back to second here in the number 8 machine.
Yeah, cruising on into second place, falling down behind the 3 of Chad Pilot. Reed Christensen getting around the 33 of Daniel Brown to get into the 4th position, and the 6th of Mark Fuqua right along behind him.
We'll see if we can cut off some laps here. As you see one a little bit loose, Dylan Sale in the 12 car. He was ecstatic after a top 3 run last weekend, and he's looking very much forward to being here at Bristol, and currently riding in the 9th spot inside the top 10. Chris Stump, your pole sitter, took to the back of the pack for this start. He's already backed into the top 10, currently in the 10th position. Right inside of him is the 11 machine of Brian Hacker, 2-time winner on the season. Outside of Brian is points champion Thomas Frisch in the number 54 car. And we're just kind of taking a trip through the field right now. You see Alan Carter there in the 1. After his incident earlier, back into the top 15. Michael Hall back there in the 5. A couple of guys starting to tail off here in William Banta in the 21. Michael Hall in the 5. Brian Toller in the 2. And Kevin Grubbs in the 69. I believe Tyler Jalbert still... Yep, Tyler Jalbert finally back on the speedway in number 86 after coming in for a tow. And up front, Matt, battle for the lead as Kruska takes it.
Yes, I was watching that battle develop as he was going through the field there, and Kruska taking the high line. You don't normally see that on asphalt racing, and it's around the 3 of Chad Pilot. And Elliott Vining staying in 3rd for now. Reed Christensen right on his tail.
So now we're riding on board with Chad Pilot here in the number 3 as he gets right up underneath the 8 of Kruska. And still to the bottom, but Kruska holding it down on the top right now and is able to hold the advantage here. About a car length of a gap between the number 8 and the number 3, Matt. I mean, we were talking about having a 3 in the lead, but how about this? A number 8 and a number 3, and they're battling right now here at Bristol.
Yeah, it's a throwback weekend in NASCAR this week, so why not have a throwback night here, having, 2 famous numbers of NASCAR running top 2 so far at Bristol.
Exactly right. As Christensen working his way back into the top 5 here, as you're riding on the rear view camera for Reed right now. That's Mark Fuqua in behind him in car number 6. Reed, good looking run so far. Now, I've talked to him personally, and he has been in a bad habit in the past couple of weeks. Reed has been running way too hard, way too fast, and burning the tires off of the number 30, and with an added set of tires tonight, I expect to see Reed try even harder, and we'll see how long it lasts if he unfortunately burns both sets off, or if he runs this set to their breaking point, pits to take his second set of tires, and then kind of conserves them. That might be my strategy if I were racing here. As you see Elliott Vining go way up to the top shelf. And Elliott's able to hold it down on the top side, Matt. We might have a multi-lane racetrack by the time this is all said and done.
Yeah, and that's what you kind of want to see when you're spectating these races. And I want to say on the tire situation, I would think you'd want to be, towards the front by the, at least if you have to take the second tire change. I'm not sure how many pit stops they'll have to make, but you definitely don't want to get caught in the back and being a lap down and all. So you kind of want to push it, but not too hard.
Well, yeah, like I was saying, I would more so push as hard as I can on this first set, and then that second set try to conserve for the end. Of course, just one pit stop going to be needed here, maybe a splash of gas, and those 4 new Goodyear Racing Eagles, and these guys would be able to get back out there and complete the rest of the laps here. So we're already, Matt, closing in on the halfway mark. Only 10 laps until halfway as we're about to work into lap number 40. As Elliott Vining still in 3rd, now being challenged by Mark Fuqua. Christensen getting passed up by the 6 car as Reed's starting to hemorrhage in the wrong direction here. Not what you want to see for driver number 30 this early on as caution flies. Now let's see if we can figure out who it was. I believe it involves Thomas Frisch, the 21 of William Banta, and a couple of more. As once again, we will hit that replay button and go into your TDTV replay. There's a lot of guys involved here as we watch them off of turn number 2. You see Frisch, you see the 95, the 98. Oh man. Frisch involved, Banta involved, I believe the 01 machine involved as well. That's Trace Capers. And that brings out caution here, Matt, a 4th time tonight. And unfortunate that it involves one of your guys that came from the tail, as Thomas was up in the top 10 there. Obviously already locked up points, so not exactly worried about that one, but you hate to see it for Thomas Frisch right now.
Yeah, he was going for that the front row back row challenge for the extra money, so I think he's still got more than plenty of time to make those spots back up. And we're working on lap 42. It'll be what, lap 44, 45 when we take the green. So
yep,
a little over halfway to go. So he should be able to make his way back up. And on that last green flag run, we saw Chad Pilot trying to stick his nose up under the 8 of William Kruska, but Kruska just powering off of the corners, getting a little bit more momentum off of him.
Yeah,
to keep it out in front.
Yeah, well, I was watching that too. As we got a couple of cars entering pit lane here. You see the 5 of Michael Hall, the 21 of William Banta off pit lane as Hall now exits as well. Kenny Tripp back there in the 15 involved in that incident once again. He's at the back of the pack currently. I believe Kenny, unfortunately, a couple of laps down here. And I don't believe any waiver rounds or lucky dogs will be given. So he's going to have to earn that one back the hard way. Currently, the last car on the lead lap is that 2 machine of Brian Toller. You see there behind series champion Thomas Frisch. As the other lap down car, Tyler Jalbert, will fall back to the rear. He's multiple laps down. I believe Trace Capers now off the speedway. That was car 01 involved in the most recent accident. So doubling back up here, Matt Kruska, your leader. The 3 machine of Chad Pilot giving him all sorts of trouble, though, as Pilot's been able to show the nose a time or two, but Kruska, so far, nerves of steel in defending that lead.
And William Kruska's having a great night. He started in the 10th position, currently up to the lead. Maybe he can hold on to it. We'll see, when pit stops start taking place, what lap they decide to pit on.
Oh, absolutely. And I believe, Matt, a couple of guys already taken those tires. As we saw Michael Hall down there taking tires. I believe William Banta was just a little bit of a damage repair issue. Thomas Frisch had a little bit of damage repaired, as well as the lights are out here on the pace car, Matt Pridgeon. We're going to take a restart with just 4 laps to go until we reach the halfway segment of this race. And immediately, as the pace car dips off goes the number 8 car of William Kruska, and we're back green flag racing here at Bristol.
A great jump.
Whoa, Kruska!
Oh, and it gets loose. Oh,
and Chris, everybody around.
I think we're able to keep it straight, no caution. So that will put the 3 of Chad Pilot back into the lead with 49 of Elliott Vining right on his tail, and now the caution comes out. Yeah,
that was a cluster if I've ever seen one, Matt. That was one of the craziest segments. So you remember just a couple of days ago whenever the big boys sent their field racing into the rain?
Yep.
I think that may be what we just saw there as we got into turns 1 and 2 and everybody started slipping and sliding. So we'll see exactly how the field shapes out here. But let's go back and let's take a little bit of a rewind and see if we can figure out exactly what happened. As everybody gets into turns 1 and 2, and we're gonna do it the hard way here and ride on board with Reed Christensen, if I can back it up just enough. There we go. As we take that one, and then we get on board with Reed Christensen. Let's see what happens in front of him here. You see Kruska down there on the bottom. He gets way sideways. Christensen checks up, almost goes around, and then still everybody in front of him still sideways. And then back behind them, all heck was breaking loose. As now we're on board with William Kruska, who fell all the way back outside of the top 10. And in front of him, everybody just going around. That was one of the crazier sequences that I have ever seen here at iRacing. And I'm not exactly sure what to say about it, Matt, other than all heck just broke loose here at Bristol.
Yeah, we saw the big one last week. And, you know, we got another big one this week.
Well, sure did.
There's a lot of cars involved in that one. I saw Thomas Frisch got involved in that a little bit.
Yeah, Frisch.
After the 12 and the 6 got together.
Let's see if we can figure out exactly who all was involved here. If I go all the way back. Let's see. No, I can't go all the way back and see exactly who was involved there, but a lot of people involved in this one here as we cross the halfway point of this race. So Chad Pilot re-inherits the lead. So I'm not sure what's going on back here with Tyler Jalbert in the number 86 cars. He's way down on the inside of the track. As Matt, again, it's now going to be Pilot Vining, your original front row. They're going to restart this race from the point. Dylan Sale now up to third. Daniel Brown going to be in the fourth spot. Josh Dube going to be in the fifth spot. Then it's Alan Carter. Lucks out. He's back into the top 6. He'll restart 6th. Reed Christensen avoids disaster. He will restart 7th. Brian Hacker will restart 8th. 9th will be Chris Stump. And 10th will be Thomas Frisch for this extremely exciting restart. As I'm not sure where Chad Pilot's going right now, but 3-car looks to be falling to the tail.
He was given an EOL. Not sure what for. I don't have the driver chat on, so I don't know what's being said from the race directors. But
well, let's see if I can get
he was
a
given an EOL penalty.
See if I can get a word from our race director here of why Pilot was given that penalty. I didn't see anything that would say that he was the cause of that, but it looks like we're going back green flag racing here, Matt. It's off of turn number 4. The field comes sailing down the front stretch, and there we go. Elliott Vining and now Dylan Sale into the top 2 as we race into turns 1 and 2 here at Bristol. And back behind them, everybody still 2 by 2, just about all the way back.
A little contact between the 33 and the 9 car. Nothing too hurt. I think the 33 clipped the wall just a little bit. Nothing too bad. Now we see Alan Carter dipping his nose up underneath the 9 car of Joshua Dube. Brian Hacker right on Dube's tail with Thomas Frisch right behind him.
Yeah, Hacker back into the top 6 here as Alan Carter into the top 5, or in Dube 4th. Brown, Sale, and Brown battling here as Vining a good little lead, but look at this battle for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spots as they're going to go 3 wide here, Matt. Down the front straightaway, and around goes the 33. That's going to cause another big one here at Bristol.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but sometimes three wide racing can get a little hairy.
Yes, it can, as it looks like the 33 of Brown is already towed in. So we'll take another look at what exactly transpires here as they are getting into turns 1 and 2. 33 machine of Daniel Brown, the 9 machine of Joshua Dube, and the 12 of Dylan Sale. We'll see the contact here. It looks like the 9 gets a little bit loose and into the 33, and it's a ride for Daniel Brown from there, as here comes the rest of the field. One machine gets a piece of it. Alan Carter He will slide through it. Hacker gets a little bit of a piece of it, but the big loser on that one is Daniel Brown in the 33. Let's see if anybody else gets a piece of him here. There goes Toller right by him. So it looks like everybody else able to escape from it pretty well as we look back on live here with Elliott Vining, your race leader in the NOS Energy Drink number 9 cars. It looks like a wave around is being taken here. Let's see if we can figure out exactly who that is. Who was that? Was that Mark Fuqua, Matt? Yes, it was Mark Fuqua taking a wave around here, as it looks like Dylan Sale going to hit pit road here on lap number 58 for his one set of Goodyear Racing Eagles. We'll see if anybody else decides to take it. Nobody else coming down pit road besides Reed Christensen there in the number 30 machine. So Christensen down pit road. He'll go back to the back, as will the number 12 of Dylan Sale. Both of those guys in for fresh tires. 33 still mid-toe here. So this has gone from bad to worse for Daniel Brown, driver of the number 33 Hooters machine, who, Matt, was up there in the top 5. So you hate to see it. You hate to see it. Heartbreak City for Daniel Brown there.
Yeah, he was having a better race than what we've seen so far since we picked up the series. Elliott Vining having a great race tonight too, and not too far behind him, Brian Hacker somehow able to avoid pretty much all the cautions or wrecks tonight and into the 4th position. Thomas Frisch has been involved in a couple.
Yeah, you see who else is in the top 5 now.
Yeah, Alan Carter is having a good run tonight as well, after being involved in an early incident.
Yes, he is, Matt. You're exactly right. These 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now were all either involved in accidents or just scathed by them, as did Hacker earlier on. Zach Coyer back up there battling. He's currently going to be 7th, but we're going to look to see here. Sale and Christensen are probably going to be bad fast on this restart with those brand new Goodyear Racing Eagles. As I believe lights are out here, Matt. We're going to come back green flag racing once again. Going to restart into lap number 62 of 100 here from the last great Coliseum, the Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee, with the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association round number 12 championship edition of the SOAR Racing Series. And they've got 39 laps left to decide who's going to fill out this final championship standings, as Elliott Vining, now on the loud pedal, stalled us for a second, but we're off and racing once again into turns 1 and 2.
Great jump. Joshua Dube did not look like he was ready for that restart, and that allows Alan Carter to get by and allows the 11 of Brian Hacker to get up underneath him. Thomas Frisch right behind him, and now we see the 5 car of Michael Hall trying to break his way back into the top 5.
Yeah, you talk about Michael Hall. We saw him involved in one early on in this race. Now back into the top 6, battling with Thomas Frisch, who's right there in front of him. Former race leader Will Kruska, and now scored in the 7th spot right behind him, Zach Coyer. Whoa, Coyer way loose. Chris Stump tries to shoot the gap up under. Matt Lucas back into the top 10, though. It's that GM Gutteridge number 3, Chad Pilot, is on a mission, and so is Reed Christensen. Christensen back into the top 11 here as he passes the number 2 of Brian Toller. Up front, though, Kruska, Frisch, both working the outside here. Frisch working the outside of Alan Carter, and Kruska on the outside of Brian Hacker. Outside lane starting to work here tonight at Bristol.
Yeah, it's looking like it's picking up a little speed up there, and it's, where pretty much you want to be on the track. And we see them using it to their advantage right now to get around Alan Carter. Now he falls in line behind William Kruska. And then now Brian Hacker going to try the bottom line.
You're exactly right, as there's your battle for the 5th spot, rounding out the top 5. Carter on the outside, trying to hold up that 11, who has been so fast since joining the series just 3 weeks ago, picking up 2 wins already in Brian Hacker. Right behind them, though, here comes Michael Hall. What a run he got last time into the corners. He's a little bit loose going into turns 1 and 2, but still looking pretty good as Michael Hall, after getting some damage repair early. Now Chad Pilot here, Matt, back into the top 10. That 3 car in the 9th position. Not too bad for the driver out of Tennessee, but still keeping our eyes here on this battle for 5th as Carter still fighting back on the outside.
Yeah, and we got a 3-car battle going on right now for 2nd place between 9 Joshua Dube, the 54 Thomas Frisch, and 8 William Kruska. Single file right now, but they are right on each other. There's no room for error between these cars. Everybody seems to be running that middle to the high line, or mid-high line. But Elliott Vining out a good distance now as we have a caution.
We do have a caution. I believe it's Tyler Jalbert in the number 89. We're going to hit that rewind button once again. As, oh man, looks like, Matt, a 4-car cluster here. As Jalbert gets way sideways, gets run up on by a few cars here. Kevin Grubbs involved. The 33 of Daniel Brown involved again. Dylan Sale into it as well in the 12 machine. As there goes a tire flying off of the 69. Oh, man, hard hit for Sale. Oh, another hard one for Brown as well. All those guys, tough luck here on this caution that waves. Once again, man, cautions have been breeding cautions so far tonight. 75 laps into this 100-lap main event from the Bristol Motor Speedway with the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association. That is, of course, brought to you by Southeast Performance as well as Outlaw Performance. Both, I believe, headed out of Georgia, and both do absolutely great work. You can check them both out on Facebook and other means as well. This is also brought to you by Sumter Speedway as well as the Talking Dirt podcast, and, of course, youtube.com/Wicked Fabrication. Should be getting started up with some more videos over on that one very, very soon. So going to be, I believe, about 24, 23 laps to go when we restart here, Matt, as a few cars entering the pits. Mostly your drivers involved in this caution here, as I believe Kevin Grubbs now back out of the pit road. Zach Coyer taking his for fresh Goodyear Racing Eagles. It looks like the 12 machine of Dylan Sale coming down pit road once again as well, as Sale was making his way back through the field after pitting last caution and unfortunately involved in that incident. But man, I mean, so far, the racing we've had, man, it's been pretty good, but man, cautions have been dominating here tonight.
Yeah, someone had to have gone out on the track and put a little bit of oil slick here every here on the track before this race. I mean, it's just, and it's nothing like intentional. It's all racing incidents, but
right.
Like it's somebody getting loose coming up off the corner or something like that. You know?
Yeah, and at a track like this, it happens. Bristol, pretty technical, kind of tricky when you're racing it. So I mean, it comes with the territory. But we'll see how these last 23 or so laps go when we get back going here. Top 5 currently, Vining your leader. Dube rides in second, Frisch third, Kruska fourth, Michael Hall rounds out the top 5. And how about this, Matt? Chad Pilot back into the top 6 now with the GM Goodwrench number 3 car, as I believe lights go out, and we're going to go back racing this time with 23 laps going to remain once we take that green flag.
Yeah, we've seen Elliott Vining lead a good bit of this race here in the last few laps. He's gotten a good restart every time he's been in the lead. He gets another good one.
But you got 3 guys with absolutely major speed right in behind him, as we're going to see how this jump goes for Vining as the pace car dips off. Good restart for Elliott Vining. He's off by about a car length over the number 9 of Joshua Dube. Then it's Frisch in the 54, Kruska in the number 8 machine. Then right behind them, there's Reed Christensen battling alongside Michael Hall That's for position number 5. Christensen to the bottom. 3 of Chad Pilot gets into him just a little bit, but right in front of these guys, that battle for the 3rd spot, or 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, that continues to rage on here between Frisch, who now goes into the top 2. Good run for Thomas Frisch from the back, now to 2nd, looking to pick up that huge bonus for coming from the back to win this race, Matt.
Yeah, he's looking forward to the bonus, and like I said, I told you, he's got plenty of time to do it. Here we're working on about 20 laps to go, and you see, Reed Christensen flipped back a little bit from the 5 of Michael Hall, but I don't know. Has he taken his tires yet?
Who?
Reed.
Yes, Reed has taken his tires. He was in about 2 cautions ago. Number 30 car still pretty fast though, as he pulls away from Chad Pilot and Mark Fuqua. That Budweiser special there for the Amish Outlaw, Reed Christensen, back working in the right direction. Battle still remains for 2nd as Dube has retaken that 2nd spot away from Thomas Frisch. Vining another good advantage as he is out by about, I don't know, a 2.5 here.
Chad Pilot and Mark Foot. Ooh, the 21 and the 98 got together a little bit coming off of turn 2, but it looks like, turn 4, but it looks like they got it all straightened out. Chad Pilot and Mark Fuqua and Brian Hacker having an amazing battle for the 7th position, almost going 3 wide here a couple times.
They absolutely are. That 6 machine of Fuqua now out in front of these guys. Hacker right behind him, side by side with the 3 of Chad Pilot. Brian Toller there in the 2 car battling. That's a non-position battle between he and the number 86 of Tyler Jalbert, as Toller into the wall in the number 2 car, but no caution has been triggered, as inside of him now is Dylan Sale in the 12.
Yeah, 86 of Tyler Jalbert trying to earn at least 1 lap back.
Trying to do it the hard way, too.
Having to do it the hard way. But these guys are giving them a tough time doing it.
Yes, they absolutely are, Matt, as we're still keyed in here. As Reed Christensen, currently in 6th, trying to take the 5th spot away from Thomas Frisch, who has fallen all the way off of that lead car battle. Frisch, not exactly where you want to be at this stage in the race, but way out front at 0.7 of a second for Elliott Vining over Joshua Dube. Kruska's got a ton of speed in that number 8 if he can make his way around Dube. But, ooh, both cars into the wall. Both Dube and Kruska into the wall there in turns 1 and 2. And now down the back straightaway. These guys almost into the wall again as Kruska gets way too high on the racing surface, Matt.
And another car that's got plenty of speed is the 11 of Brian Hackers. He's working the inside of the 54 of Thomas Frisch. On the ooh, a little contact between the 8 and the 9 there. They are able to keep it straight, and that'll actually give Brian Hacker the 4th position.
Oh!
And they contact between the 5 and the 11. And I believe the 11, yeah, he got took out pretty hard there.
Yeah, contact between everybody, it seemed, as Brian Hacker, luckily, I believe, saved it after a couple of spins, but we're going to take it into replay once again here, as this one involves, let's see, let's do it here, and then we're going to cut it to the quarter motion speed, as this involves the 5 machine, the 11, the 54, and the 30, Matt. I believe the 2 of Toller gets wrapped up in it later on as well, but yeah, 5 hard into the 11. Christensen down to the inside to try and get away from it. Frisch, minimal contact, so lucky on his part. Let's see where the 2 of Brian Toller comes into it, as he comes sailing into this one a little bit later on. What happens here with Brian Toller as he is battle? Oh, dang, Coyer gets turned 2 by the 12 of Sale, and then the 15 gets the 2. All heck's breaking loose here tonight at Bristol, Matt. This has been entertaining, to say the least.
I guess they wanted to end
End it with some
season 2 with a
fireworks,
bang.
man. End it
Yeah.
with some fireworks is exactly what we're doing here. As a lot of guys entering pit road here. Michael Hall on pit road, Reed Christensen on pit road, a couple others as well to go in and repair some damage. So going to be about 4 or 5 laps to go when we get back going. And William Kruska, who's consistently shown that he is one of, if not the fastest cars on the track, Matt back into second. And he has a heck of a battle set up if he wants to take this one away from Elliott Vining, who in the 49 has run about as clean of a race as anybody so far here tonight.
And I don't think the top three's taking a pit yet, so I think they're going all out for the win tonight.
It absolutely looks that way. As let's see if Vining has enough left on the tires. Kruska actually may have taken him after he was involved in that incident earlier on this evening. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe, just maybe, he took him already. I don't believe Joshua Dube has. I know Thomas Frisch has taken his extra tires. Mark Fuqua, I believe, has taken his. Chad Pilot, not sure about that driver in the number 3. Good to see him back into the top 6 here. Alan Carter runs 7th. William Banta up to the 8th spot. Brian Hacker, after that incident, he currently rides in 9th. Chris Stump rounds out the top 10. But back up front here, I believe lights are going to go out next time, or we're going to go back 1 to go to green. So I believe we're just going to have 3 laps remaining whenever we restart this race here. For all the marbles again, your points championship has been decided already. It'll be Thomas Frisch in the 54, but Elliott Vining is trying to make some headway here and pick up as many spots as he can before the end. Elliott currently 10th place in points. He's about, about 12 points behind Alan Carter for the 9th spot. So if Carter were to stay where he is and Vining were to win, I believe Elliott might either tie him or even take it by a point or two as we close out the season. So Elliott trying to do the impossible here and win here at Bristol and also lead the most laps in the race. Of course, earlier we saw Chad Pilot lead us, then we saw the 8 machine lead us, and then it was Elliott Vining, and here we go once again. Great restart for the number 49.
And Thomas Frisch right there in 4th position looking for the extra money. And then we saw the 3 of Chad Pilot trying to break into the top 5 position. He had the position on him, but then they go into the turn, and Mark Fuqua just got around him.
Right, back up front, though, that 9 of Dube battling with Kruska in the 8 machine. These guys have been locked up, Matt, for the better part of 20 laps now, as we've taken 2 laps to go, and now the white flag presented to the number 49 of Elliott Vining, who has been a man on a mission all night long down the back straightaway for the final time into turns 3 and 4. This one will end it as there's a caution behind him, but all eyes on Sumter, South Carolina's Elliott Vining as he'll win the final race of the season with the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association. Looks like Joshua Dube 2nd, Chad Pilot comes home 3rd. Not sure about this finish here as Frisch crosses 4th. I believe Fuqua 5th, Carter 6th, Stump 7th, Banta, Coyer, and Kruska, I believe, ends up rounding out the top 10. But Matt, what in the world was that finish? That was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The iRacing results is telling me that Thomas Frisch was 2 laps down.
Is that right? No, Thomas not quite 2 laps down, as we will pull up your results for tonight's feature event. Of course, your winner was Elliott Vining in the number 49 car. Joshua Dube finishes in the 2nd spot. Actually, you might be right, as Frisch may have gotten a black flag there at the end, Matt. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
As he is scored 2 laps down back in the 18th, 17th spot is Thomas Frisch. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but Elliott Vining, your winner. Joshua Dube 2nd, Chad Pilot 3rd, Mark Fuqua fourth. Alan Carter rounds out the top 5. Then you'll find Chris Stump, William Banta, Zach Coyer, William Kruska, Brian Hacker, Michael Hall, Kevin Grubbs, Reed Christensen, Brian Toller rounding out the cars on the lead lap. Then it was Dylan Sale, Kenny Tripp, Thomas Frisch, Tyler Jalbert rounding out the top 18. And to round out the field were the number 20 of, or number 19, or the number 33 of Daniel Brown, the number 01 of Trace Capers, and Thomas Ingle, of course, did not start the race. So, a very interesting finish to the season here. I'm at a bit of a loss for words, as that was one of the more messy races we've seen so far here with the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association, but still an absolute blast as these guys finish up their racing season. Let's see here if we can go and have a word with our race winners. We pull them into the booth here. Elliot, first time I'm getting to talk to you here. It's Ryan from the TDTV Tower. Have you got a copy with me, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
What in the world was that?
I have no idea.
That was a great race, but B, the most insane race we've seen since we started broadcasting this series. I mean, we get it though. All the gloves were off. Final race of the year. Everybody trying to maximize points here. I mean, take us through it though. You were riding top 3 early. Problems with the 3 car. Problems with the 8. Elliot, you inherit the lead, and take us from there. What happened, man?
It really just came down to getting good restarts. There really wasn't any ground to be made by yourself, but as long as I could get a few tenths in front of everybody, I could stay there. So that helped me.
Absolutely, and not to mention those 3 guys right behind you. They're all locked up for 25 or so of the final 40 laps. I mean, what'd you see looking in the rearview mirror? You had to be ecstatic that those guys were kind of locked up in their own little battle there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew if they didn't fight each other that they'd be right there on me. So once I saw them side by side, I just decided not to even look back, just run my own line. But right now, the finish is under review. I crossed lanes before I got to the start-finish line, which is against our rules.
Elliot.
So we are reviewing that. We'll have to get a calling.
Well, for now
Reed.
and for this broadcast, you are our current winner. So, real quick, shout out the sponsors. Who do you want to thank for getting you to victory lane here tonight until we're told otherwise?
Just Reed. Reed did a great job with the series, and it was a lot of fun this season, and it's going to be a lot of fun next season too.
Oh, thanks for the shout out, Elliot. I really appreciate it, buddy.
I mean, you've done pretty good too.
No, of course, Elliot and I know each other in real life, so we joke, we kid a little bit. But Elliot, congrats. For now, let's see if it holds up. But man, really good race. Don't matter if you cheated or not. Really good race here tonight. So super proud of you. Really excited to see where you go next season.
All right, thanks, man.
So of course that was current race winner Elliot Vining. Not sure what's going to happen there with the call, so we'll go ahead and talk to driver of the number 9, Joshua Dube. If I can pull Josh up in here. And I don't see him, so we're not going to have a word with Josh Dube. Not ready for his in the booth interview, but again, your second place finisher was Josh Dube, and another guy that doesn't really use Discord will be third place finisher Chad Pilot. So I guess not going to talk to any of them. Goodness, Matt, what is going on here tonight? So I guess, guys, this broadcast has not gone in any way the way that it normally goes. So this is a little bit of a crazy one. So we'll drag up here into the TDTV Tower. This season's champion, if I can get him all the way up here. There he is. There we go. Now we'll bring it to the booth after dragging him all the way up the tower. The Season 2 champion of the Sora Racing Association, Mr. Thomas Frisch. Thomas, you got a copy on me, buddy?
I do.
All right. Well, first off, I want to know, what in the world did we just watch here at Bristol? That was as good and as bad as it could have been all in one?
Um, there was some questionable things that happened in the race, which all in all got me a drive-through, so I got scored some 2 laps down instead of 1 lap down.
Yeah, that's
it was
okay. That's
fun.
what happened. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I understand losing 1 lap. I don't understand losing 2 laps, but it's whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, I was already the champion before
Yeah.
coming into this race.
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say, man. You had already locked it up, and then we have this cluster of whatever ever happened in those last 2 laps. But man, where do you go from here? Is it next season? Obviously, a lot of big things to be announced, but could we be in store for repeat season here with SOAR season 3?
It all depends on the tracks. I've said it all season long, along with a couple other people, excuse me. I hate tracks in street stocks where it's just flat out you don't lift the whole race.
Right.
And it's crazy to think that Bristol is one of those tracks, but I can race on them. I mean, I've done pretty good at almost every single one of these tracks we've gone to this season, obviously because I won the championship. But just because I don't like them, don't mean I can't drive on them, and vice versa.
Well, exactly. But I mean, all in all, though, still a great season. 3 wins in total so far, or for the season. Jeff gave you a bit of a challenge there, but in the end, your capability, your ability was able to prevail, and you are now the second ever crowned champion of the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association. So, Thomas, one more time for the season. Shout out the sponsors, and thank everybody who got you here. Not many people can say they're a champion of anything, and here you are, season 2 champion for SOAR.
Believe it or not, I actually have to thank Jeff for putting up such a fight for so long. That made me, really want to actually race. I won 3 championships in a row in 3 different series, and this is by far. Points don't show it here towards the end. Jeff had a couple bad races, but he's put up the most fight I've had, and that was definitely really fun. Definitely made me want to come to all these races, even though I didn't like the tracks. I knew it was going to be a fun race racing against Jeff. But, I got to thank MF Racing Designs for making such an amazing car. I keep joking with them, it's a bad business venture making your cars look too good because then the people don't come back for more because they don't need more.
Right. Well, hey, big shout out to him and shout out to everybody else to help you get here. Once again, your season 2 champion for SOAR, Mr. Thomas Frisch. And Thomas, really hope to see you again next season. A lot of big things in the work here. So until next time, we'll see you. Good luck and have fun, whatever you're doing.
Thank you.
So, Matt, still no official word on who our winner is just yet. Not exactly how I imagined our final broadcast of the SOAR season ending. But any final thoughts before we head off here tonight?
Yeah, it's just the same. This was a little out of the norm for what we're used to seeing, but I guess entertaining. I'm not sure. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The racing was good when it was good, but track got a little slicker.
Right.
Tires wore off, and people sliding everywhere, and brought out a few cautions.
Yeah, it definitely did, and ended up not being the finish that we were quite expecting. But hey, Matt, we've got a bit of a break until season 3 for SOAR, and you and I are going to be doing some really fun stuff. So stay tuned over on Facebook.com/TalkingDirt for updates on what's to come for TDTV. A lot of cool stuff in the works for that. But I guess until we have a final verdict from Race Control, for my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Priggen, I've been Ryan Williams, and this has been the 12th and final round of Season 2 for the Southern Outlaw Auto Racing Association. Once again, Season 2 champion is Thomas Frisch. Race winner for the current time is Elliott Vining, but we will see what the official decision is, and that official decision will be posted hopefully on SOAR's Facebook page. But ladies and gentlemen, we will catch you in the next one. So good night and goodbye. And Matt and I will catch you hopefully very, very soon with another top quality broadcast here on